What's happening, y'all? Welcome. This is actually episode 1. Yep, that's episode 1 of Creatia Comics, formerly known as Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I am your host, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka DHNIC, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hi,
How you doing, Mara?
I'm good.
Good to
How
hear.
are
Good to
you?
hear. I'm all right. I'm maintaining a lot of things happening at once, but I'm making it all work.
Make it rain.
Oh, I'm trying to make a thunderstorm. But yes, folks, you heard me correctly. This is Creation Comics. And those of you all who are only, present and watching for Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, you are in the right place. There's just an adjustment happening right now. We're going to be covering comic book shows of every universe now. Not just the Arrowverse, because we just found out the Arrowverse is. We didn't just
It's
find
pretty
this
much
out.
done. It's
Yeah, we
pretty
found
much
out a
done.
while ago the Arrowverse was dead. So it's just
It
like,
it
let's
may be
expand.
rebooted. It may be rebooted, but
But it's not the
it's not.
Arrowverse no more.
It's not. Yeah, it's not going to be the same one that we know.
Right. So we doing new things while still doing the same things. So yeah, this is Creation Comics. So we're talking about all those superhero shows, all the comic book shows. So right now we got She-Hulk and we got Stargirl. So we're gonna talk
Hey,
about them. You
let's
ready to
do
talk
it.
about them?
Yeah, because I binged through all of them.
I had to binge through Stargirl because that came back and I honestly forgot it was coming back this soon. I looked up like, oh, there were episodes of Stargirl that happened. Oh,
So, funny enough, not we're not the only ones who thought that. We were just like, oh wait, it's on already. I was watching like other feedback and other things on YouTube, and someone started theirs with like they didn't really advertise for this season, and it's
they
like
told us months ago that it was coming back around this time, but I forgot that
they
already. And
never
it was
really
just,
they never
yeah,
really followed up with advertising for it. And so like people apparently were tweeting and asking, "Oh, when's Stargirl coming out?" And it had already been out for like a week.
for like, yeah,
And they were
yeah.
just like, "Oh,
Well, I remember when I text you, I'm like, hey, so apparently Stargirl came back this week, and it actually had come back the week before. So it was just
yeah,
like,
I won't lie. I halfway kind of knew that it was on, and I was like, well, Travis hasn't said anything about it, so maybe we're gonna skip it."
no, I just didn't know it was back. Like it was really just that simple.
Well, I
Because
apologize for not telling you because I definitely found out after like week one, maybe two, and then like a few days later, you hit me up about it, and I was like, damn it, he found out.
mm, mm, mm.
Maybe it'll be the same thing with the Flash. Maybe we just won't find out that the Flash has come back out, and
Oh,
we
now I
just
got to
will.
put my ear to the ground. I do know they have started filming, so
Okay, is
I
that
know
coming
that.
out for the fall half?
I don't remember. It's
Maybe it'll be a
CW. It's
mid-season.
all in flux, like because we don't even know who owns CW anymore. Like,
It's Discovery, right?
is it? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because
I mean,
CW originally was owned by multiple networks to begin with, so it was just
a little slut.
who the hell knows. But that was the thing. That was the honestly that particular thing is the reason why the Arrowverse exists to begin with, because like those shows held on longer than a lot of shows on CW held on longer than they should because they created that network simply to make deals with Netflix to stream those shows.
Mm.
So it was just like Netflix was basically bankrolling the shows to get them on their shit, and that deal's no longer in place. It's all going to HBO Max, and it's just it's a whole lot of stuff in flux, which is why everything's getting canceled now. But
Uh, it'll be back early 2023, so it'll probably be a mid-season.
hmm, okay. But yeah, so we got She-Hulk and we got Stargirl. Where would you like to start? You tell me.
Let's start with Stargirl because
Okay. So what do you think so far with Stargirl? Like, we saw those the first two episodes were before this week. So give me your basic thoughts on episodes 1 and 2 and then we'll get into episode 3.
it's giving very much like the B team, like the kid team, but like now they're playing detective,
Yeah.
and it's like it's not what I'm used to with like your typical run of the mill superhero shows.
Right.
So for me, like I don't know, I'm kind of like trying to I think I'm still trying to like debate if I like this season or not, because for me it just feels like the show is getting campier and campier and campier each season to the point where I'm just like, why is this still on right now? Which is like a really crazy kind of like turnaround from the first season, which kind of had me like like floored on how they were transitioning that season. And now it's like, damn, have you run your course in
I
3
think
seasons?
I don't think that's the case. I think it's always been this campy. I think the thing is the reason why we were fine with it and why we liked it was because at the same time other shows were happening, like the Flash and Arrow
That have
and
been
all those that
kind
were a
of,
lot more serious, and Stargirl was a welcome reprieve from that.
yeah, and ones that, it was like a reprieve from like, shows that have overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of like, it kind of like so far, like, and I don't want to make it seem like I feel like I've been tainted by that one recap that I was watching, but it was like, it kind of just feels like CW like made this and then they were just like, let's just finish it, or let's just get through this season and
Hmm.
put it out there and then see how it goes from there, since everything's in limbo. But at this rate, I would have wished they'd rather put nothing out than this. But I mean, I want to see, me. I have a really self-abusive way of wanting to finish shows to the end, even if they are terrible, or have questionable seasons, i.e., see Supernatural season 6 through like 11 to 12.
Oh, you mean after they already beat Satan and then you kept going back for more?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I started that season. We've talked about this before. I started that season post Satan, and I'm like, oh, so they're killing with chicken sandwiches? Nah, fuck this, and I was done.
And then the way it ended, but I won't go into that. Maybe I'll do a sideshow of me rewatching the whole series from start to finish and
You gonna
talking
do it with
about it.
Bob?
With who?
Bob, sideshow Bob,
Oh,
Simpsons joke. Yeah,
I was like, did we hire someone new?
nah,
Did I miss a Slack message? Probably.
nah. Not this time. Not this time. There's nobody knew. It's just a bad Simpsons joke.
Has the Simpsons come back?
Some new stuff dropped on Disney Plus on Disney Plus
Mm,
Day, but don't think
like their new season has come back.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to. What the fuck?
The book.
Twitch did something weird. I'm just hold on.
We've had 3 seasons. Oh wait.
Fuck it. Doesn't matter. What were you saying?
No, no, no. I misread something. I think it was a typo I read.
Okay. But all
I
right.
was
Anything from the first couple episodes that kind of stands out to you that you wanted to make sure we mentioned or not?
So I mean, we have like pretty much the remaining surviving members of the ISA now living in Blue Valley.
Yeah, like the Crocs. Is that their last name? Croc. Yeah,
The Crocs, because it's a crock of shit that they're their neighbors.
yeah. Right
Um,
across the street. Just high neighboring and waving and shit. You know.
breaking and like kind of pretty much breaking and entering into their house.
I mean, not really though. Like, cause fucking Pat. Like, why don't you lock your door? Was it no? It's Corey that told
Yeah,
him
it's
not to
it's
lock the
it's
door.
Courtney. Pat
It's
keeps
just,
asking them to lock the door.
yeah, but my thing is, why weren't you locking your door to begin with? Like,
It's because of where they live.
oh, I just
But then again, at the same time, because of where they live, I would be locking my door.
exactly. The fucking Crocs live across the street. Even if they didn't live across the street, they were there. The gambler's back.
Well, it kind of makes me think of like the other shows. Like I feel like even on The Flash, when they walk into like Joe's house, they just people just walk in the door.
I feel like Barry has a key
But I feel
and
like
Iris has a key.
so everyone must have a key because I feel like everyone else also just enters the house.
I can't think of anybody else just walking in besides Barry and Iris though.
I feel like Cisco might have entered, but I mean, like, it makes sense that they would have access to walk in. I was just saying, like, it never comes off as like you can tell when I'm entering my house because there's a lot of fumbling of keys. I gotta fumble around with like
Mm-hmm.
I have a pepper spray on there and like all these other random oh, here they are, random keychains and such. So like you be hearing this that for like 30 to 45 seconds as
I
I'm
used to have a
entering.
knife on my keychain when I worked at when I was working at the hotel and I was getting off work at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to walk back to my car, which was on like the other part of downtown. So I had to walk through downtown at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I used to have one of these. It was a smaller version of this that was on my keychain. I
I
used to
want
just
one.
yeah, I used to just have it in my hand. I could just, just
Wapa! Not
no,
poking, not poking like that.
you gotta pose like this too after you get your
I used to have the pointy cat ear go around my knuckle
on the
thing.
knuckles thing. Yeah.
Yeah, until it broke off the keychain. I gotta order another one.
Need another one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Could you just be able to walk down the street with that like on your hand like that? So
yeah.
in
Like I
case a
like,
nigga starts something, you can just you know.
you know what I'm saying? Like I like that I have a pepper spray on my keys. But to be honest, that shit scares me because I've never actually used a pepper spray before. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm scared. Like, what if I
In the
try to
moment you do
disengage
it
it?
wrong. Yeah.
Yes, like that is my worst fear. Like when people like are walking up past behind me like on the train steps and I get off work late from work and it's just like I'm like please please don't be the night that you try to rob me. Please don't rob me because I don't want to accidentally spray myself with pepper spray while you are trying to take my
Yeah.
wallet.
You gotta get the I got a money one too. Those loud keychain alarm things where you just pull the thing. Yeah, you pull
Those,
the thing out of the keychain, it just goes loud as fuck, so everybody looks in your direction. Yeah. Problem is, you live in New York, so they just be like, yeah, whatever the fuck.
yeah, you pretty
Um,
much have to yell fire.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, we kind of get over those first couple episodes. Apparently, Artemis, the baby croc, the youngest of their child,
Hmm.
wants to join the JSA. Um,
She's willing to prove her worth.
yeah, the gambler's back, but he's just trying to like make amends and all that kind of stuff because apparently he has a daughter. Um, he's dead now, though. Somebody killed him. That's
I
the
kind of
real.
saw it's funny. I kind of saw that coming because I was introducing my friend to Stargirl, but by making him watch the beginning of season 3. Um,
She's lying. She doesn't have friends.
oh wow. But either way, I had said I was just like, why is it giving
There's
that
an
this
imaginary person that lives in her room that she calls her. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I was saying like it feels like this is like because the first episode's called The Murder, and I'm sitting here just like, okay, so who's getting murdered? Because it has
I
to
didn't
be
even look at
someone.
that.
Um, I mean, they play it in they say it in the beginning, but
Did they?
I
I guess I wasn't paying attention then.
was, I
A
was like, I kept
murder.
watching, and I was just like, okay, so who's gonna get murdered? And I'm like just watching how everyone's interacting. And I was like, it has to be the gambler because he's not doing anything suspicious other than asking for help
Existing.
reform. Yeah, other than just existing and asking for help reforming. And I was just like, it's going to be him because he's actually trying to make a change. And
He
go
was
figure,
starting with
it was
the man
him.
in the mirror,
5-10 minutes later, he died. So
asking him to change his ways.
um,
And
he
no
was murdered.
message could have been any clearer.
He was murdered.
If you want to make
And
the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Sorry. Song lyrics. They're
I
fun.
see.
Do you know that song?
No, I don't know. I'm not good with like just hearing lyrics and just.
Wow. That was the king of pop.
What were the words you were saying? I was trying to talk while you were singing or spoken wording it.
Oh, that was Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not good for like just hearing words coming out and then being
Did
like,
you need
oh,
me to
that's,
sing it? Is that what it was?
yeah.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. No, I'm not doing it. But anyway,
Okay.
what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
Did I throw you off? I'm
A
sorry.
little. It's okay. It's
I mean, I'm not really sorry, but like it sounds good to say I'm sorry for it because I like throwing people off. But you know,
it's all right. Oh, I was just saying that he was murdered and they found Cindy. And then we go into episode 2 called The Suspects. And the team is going around like trying to figure out who did it because Yolanda thinks that Cindy did it, which I get.
which means she didn't do it.
Yeah. It's like I get why you think that, but that's too easy, Yolanda.
Mhm. Yeah, and then they're like, "Yeah, well, whoever's got the laptop did it." And they look around. Cindy doesn't have a laptop, but turns out Cindy does have the laptop. Like, oh no, Cindy has a laptop. Maybe she did it. No, she didn't do it. I'm just like, no, she didn't do it. There's no way. Um, which we get more confirmation of in this third episode. But
Also, Sylvester is still around and he's very
Sylvester's a
clingy.
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starman, Sylvester. He's a dick.
Pemberton.
What was that?
Pemberton.
Oh, that's his last name?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Well,
You're
it's not
lucky I know his
Stallone.
first name. You sure?
I mean, I'm looking.
Is his last name the cat?
No.
Does he
Pemberton.
have a friend that's a yellow canary?
Pemberton.
Okay. Another thing, speaking of him, this thing with him and Courtney, the shooting star, where he teaches her how to do the shooting star. What's the purpose of the shooting star?
I don't know, but I was just like, I mean, this is great for 4th of July.
Yeah, it's just like what does that really
Yeah.
accomplish? Because she can still jump up and fly on the staff anyway. So if it's to take off and all that, there's like a whole lot of extra to do just to take off into the air.
I was gonna say, I mean, unless you're trying to like leave the atmosphere, that would be, I guess, great. But then she would die, so
But I don't think she has to do that in order to leave the atmosphere. Like it's just I don't understand what the point of that was.
I couldn't tell you. I'm just
Other for him to say I can do something with the staff, you can't, and now she can. Okay.
yeah. I was like, great, convenient upgrade, I guess. Upgrade
Is it
time.
even really an upgrade? Like,
Not really.
because it doesn't really give her anything new.
You're right.
I
Well,
don't
we
know.
got to
I
see
don't
her with
understand.
glowy eyes, so I guess, yay.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I guess that's enough to get us updated to start episode 3. So kicks off. Sylvester's out in town strolling about, watching the people of Blue Valley, just observing. He sees somebody walking a pig because people walk pigs here apparently. Just like, all right, cool story, bro. Um, he gets some coffee, but apparently the coffee tastes awful. He spits it out. I think all coffee tastes awful, so I understand. Um, let's see. He goes to the diner though and tries that tea, and he thinks the tea is amazing because thanks to the shade, they now make the best tea in the entire USA.
I love it.
Like, yeah, because the shade spent all that time with that particular server teaching her how to make the perfect tea, and he's just like,
I could just picture them like in his house, just like having her steep tea differently all the time. And then like when she does it wrong, he like whacks her with a ruler
that would be funny. That would
or
be
like
funny.
or sends her to the shadow
Send her
place
to the
for
shadow
like
realm.
shadow realm for like 5 minutes. Like you can come back when you do better.
Yeah, I think what happens is he was going to the diner every day, just telling her what she did wrong and giving her a chance to try again. And it's just like he said, I think he said 44 tries, and then she got it right. So 44 days straight, he came in there until she finally got it right. But yeah, so that's like this is exquisite, like the best tea ever. And yeah, while there, he sees Yolanda. They talk a little bit, back and forth about how the old Wildcat was and how he would have thought she was badass and all that kind of stuff. Um, in the midst of that, the icy grandparents are lurking through the window, just watching, being nosy ass old white people. Um, back at the house, I don't even know what to call the house. What's Pat's last name? Dugan? Is it Pat
Dugan,
Dugan? Yeah.
Dugan and Barbara Whitmore.
So she kept her own name too. Okay, so the Dugan Whitmore household.
Yes, that's
They
literally what it's called.
Oh really?
Hmm.
Okay, cool.
On their Wikia page, it's called Dugan Whitmore household.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. I discovered the truth by accident. Failing upward. There we go. Um, but yeah, Courtney's making breakfast for the family because reasons that have nothing to do with what she's about to bring up to all of them, trying to figure out who the fuck killed the gambler. Um, and this is earlier in the episode before I knew what their name was. The Crocs showed up. I put like sport villain family shows up.
Yeah, or because they keep saying Artemis's name, I'll be like Artemis's parents. I don't remember what their bad people names were.
So those are the names that I remember: Sportsmaster and Tigress. I know
Ah,
that,
okay.
but it was just yeah, their family name I didn't know. So I was like, oh, and then later on they said the Crocs. I'm like, oh, that's their name. Got it.
The Crocs.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes sense because Artemis at some point joins the I know she's on Young Justice. So I think at some point she actually joins the Teen Titans too or something. I don't know. But I know she's in Young Justice, like
Oh
on the good
boy.
guy side. So
Oh, so she does actually reform one day. She's just really intense right now.
that's the thing. Like it's one of those things with certain people, like they're not necessarily like evil or bad people. Like she's just an asshole.
Yeah. She's just
So
raised by bad guys.
yeah, so it's just like so she has this view on things and the way that she operates that's just like you could be nicer. You're not like explicitly evil, but you just be nicer. All right? Like that's what people try to tell me sometimes when I'm just like, have a little tact, Travis. Like you don't have to say that. And sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. What I'm saying is if you met my father, you would think I'm the nicest person in the world.
Uh,
That's a lie. My dad's nice to most people in public. It's my mother who you have to work. No, I'm kidding. My mother's nice too. Um, she has moments. She has moments where it's just like she'll say things to you and you'll walk away and you won't realize she actually just cussed you out in the nicest way possible, but you didn't realize it happened until you've walked away. And
and you'd
it's
be like, did
just
she just?
yeah, it's actually like pretty fucking masterful and like I'm jealous that I can't do that. Um but anyway, Then we got Beth and Rick, riding around in his car. They're going somewhere. I still don't know where they were going. Like,
I don't think they ever said.
yeah, we never got any clarification about where they were going in the car. They were just in the car.
Unless they were like searching for more places that they could bury Grundy.
I guess. But yeah, Rick mentions his uncle, saying his uncle is gone. I'm pretty sure Grundy killed his uncle. Like, I don't know that for sure, but I'm like, I think I remember Grundy killing his uncle.
Yeah, I thought he had accidentally killed his uncle when he pushed him into when he threw him like into the truck.
Wait, he threw him in the truck or Grundy threw him into the truck?
I thought I could have swore that
I remember something happening with the truck. You're right.
didn't Rick.
I just thought it was
Rick
Grundy.
beat his ass when what's his face like fucked his head up, and he thought he was fighting Grundy, but he was actually beating the
You're
shit
right.
out of his
That's
uncle.
what it was. That's what it was.
I
You're
was
right.
like, didn't his uncle like die from
Yeah.
that? I could have
I
swore he died.
yeah. That's why I thought Grundy did it, because he made him think he was beating the shit out of Grundy, but it wasn't Grundy. You're right.
Yeah, and then because like Yolanda and him were both like trauma bonding because they both like I thought had taken a life.
Yeah. I remember now. Yeah, he killed his uncle. You're right.
It's surprising what I remember about the show in between the seasons, because I definitely was saying today, I don't remember why they're doing that. I don't remember why they're like that. I don't remember what they're doing.
Having the conversation helps.
Well, with someone who's also seen it, so
Yeah.
I just kind of thrust it on them today.
Right. So while they're in the car, Beth gets a bunch of documents sent to the Goggles anonymously. We later find out it was Cindy, but it was basically documents saying the gambler was blackmailing somebody, and further delving leads to us knowing that it was the Crocs. Cindy's still trying to look up stuff on her father, but she can't figure out the password to get past the gambler stuff on his laptop.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
That man's a master strategist.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Courtney and Cindy having a brief talk at the school. I don't even remember what they talked about, but it was not very consequential. Baby Icicle won't talk to Courtney. Cameron.
That sounds mad black, and I'm not giving him that kind of clout, so I'm gonna say Cameron.
Hey Ma, what's up? Let's slide. All right.
He doesn't even look like he knows that song is, so I'm not accepting it.
You smoke, I drink. Me too. Well, good. We gonna get high tonight. Yeah. By the way, that's the only Cameron song I know for sure is a Cameron song. So
same. Same. I'm saying it like I know his whole library.
I know that one song. He's like, does he have anything else?
As far as I know, that man has no other hits that I am aware of, which I'm now going to look up.
Is that actually Cameron? Now that I'm thinking about it, like, wait a minute. Is that actually him? Did I make that up?
Maybe. Well, the other day, what was it? The other day, I found out someone at my job didn't know who Erykah Badu was. And I was like,
how?
That's
How
what I'm saying.
Happen? How does that happen?
And they're 27. So I was just like, this doesn't unlock a core memory for you to any degree. And then someone was like, put this one song on. And I wasn't thinking about it. And I just put it on. I had asked Siri to play it. And I was just like, this is Sade. What are you guys doing? And why are you confusing me right now?
Hey Ma is Cameron. Okay, I was right. I'm not, completely wrong. Now, what else does he have? I don't know.
I became viscerally angry during that moment.
Oh yeah, I understand that, because how do you not know who this woman is who has changed the lives of so many people, including every man who has ever slept with her?
This is his.
Oh, that's Cameron? Okay. I didn't know that was him. That's two of them. I didn't know that was him.
You could have told me that was a Jules Santana song, and I'd been like, oh, okay.
Oh, so that was her again. Okay, because she was on Hey Ma with him. So
what was it? And then who I was thinking about, and then we can move back on to
I mean, we don't
Back
have
to
to, but we can move back to
okay.
who.
Oh, we can come back to what we're actually here for. I was like listening to
Do people really come for that though? Like it's
no, they come to watch us.
just like really like how often do we stay on topic? Like honestly. Anyway, go ahead.
You're right. You're right. I was listening to Pulling Me Back by Chingy and Jason Weaver has been like a current in my
Oh,
current
Simba,
rotation.
Michael Jackson. Got you.
What?
What do you not? What confused you?
Why do we say Simba?
He was a singing voice in The Lion King for Simba when he was a kid.
Jason Weaver?
Yes.
Holy moly, the things you learn.
Then he was Michael Jackson in The Jacksons in American Dream.
Oh,
He was young
okay.
Michael Jackson with the afro.
Cute. I'll look it up later. But
Adorable, actually. Yeah.
I was looking at
VH1 movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a VH1 movie. It's like 6 hours long. It came out in like spurts and shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying, like, I was wondering, like, earlier today, I was like, where the hell what is Chingy up to these days? Where is Chingy? Like,
Watching how she do it right there.
Like, I just like wonder like where he is in his life. I haven't heard anything from like music wise.
I think. Hold on. American Dream. Yeah. Okay, so it's not 6 hours long. That's like with commercials and shit. It's like almost 4 hours. Hold on. I'm gonna send this to you. If you ever want to watch this movie, I don't know if you do or not, but it came out like when I was a kid. So, but it was one of those things that showed on like VH1 or something like that. But it's like a Jackson 5, Michael Jackson thing. Yeah. Dramatization of the like story of the Jacksons, you know.
Thank you.
So if you ever have 3 hours and 47 minutes to spare.
There it is. Thanks, Charlie.
You're welcome. Anyway. Let's see what else happens in this episode. Oh, Tigress. I don't know her name. Like
she's trying to bake.
Mommy can.
Right. Mm-hmm. Better tell her. Question for you.
Snacks.
I have a question for you.
I may have an answer.
I hope so. When did your offspring start wearing glasses?
Oh, those are blue light glasses.
Oh.
Ever since I got my new iPad and I gave her my old one, and she spends a gratuitous amount of time on there playing with like her friends and such. I was just like, well, she doesn't need glasses, and I'd like to keep it that way or slow the decline of her eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her some blue light glasses.
Got you. See, I got the blue light filters to go over my regular glasses for when I'm working that I don't wear all the time, which I should. I get yelled at all the time for not wearing them. And
I've come to terms now that when I take my glasses off and I try to see outside of my house, it's a terrifying event. So at all times now, I just have my glasses on.
That makes sense.
It's terrifying.
They help you see, so you should wear them.
It's terrifying. I was just like, I took them off and I couldn't see in the locker room of my job. And I was just like, oh my God, when did my vision get this bad?
Yeah, just wear your glasses, bro. Like, not sure why you're fighting it.
I mean, it's just like I took them off to like wipe them clean and I like looked up and I was just like, oh my God.
But why would you want to be without them anyway? I don't understand the problem with glasses. Like, what's your issue with glasses?
Oh, I didn't say there was a problem with it. I was just saying, like, I've just happened to notice that keeping them on is what's best.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, even this, like, looking at my computer hurts.
Yeah. Put your damn glasses on. But, yeah. So in this episode, Tigress is upset because apparently the Rotary Club loved her German chocolate cake that she made last episode so much that they want her to just start doing a lot of Rotary Club stuff, like giving a speech and shit. And she's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Um, that was something that happened before. Barbara helped her with a German chocolate cake, which she
Yeah,
actually ended
because
up being no help with, and she needed Pat to help with that. So, yeah,
yeah, the baking
yeah,
adventure.
yeah. Apparently, that's Pat's department. Um, but yeah, then there was a whole thing with Barbara's new manager, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna kill Barbara's manager. Like it's just like that's what came into my head. Like, oh, she's gonna kill him. But turns out it
The
doesn't happen.
dude,
She just threatens the fuck out of him.
that dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not her manager or like her boss, as Barbara kept stating.
Well, she even said it. She said it to her, to Tigress, whatever her civilian name is. She's like, "That's my new manager," and yeah.
Ah,
But yeah, yeah. So I don't know why. Like you said before, she kind of emphasized that he wasn't her boss, but it was one of those. I don't know what. I don't get it. So
are
I
we ever going to get it?
don't know if we're
Paula.
meant to. Paula. Okay.
Oh wait, right?
I don't know. Do we have to? Let's just look up the cast list. It's just
Yeah,
because.
Paula.
Okay.
It was
Good.
it was because the last name was different, and I was like, that's not right. But I realized she also did not take her husband's last name,
What's the last name?
Brooks.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. But yeah, so then we got Sylvester. He's just trying to figure out, a life outside of being Starman because that's all he's ever known. Um, and this is when back at the school they're having their little daily meeting at the lunch table, just in front of everybody.
I was gonna say
Um,
something about that just doesn't feel like a good idea.
yeah, yeah. I don't know either. Um, but yeah, they're having their meeting and they're like, oh yeah, so apparently the gambler was blackmailing somebody. It was the Crocs. Nobody tells Sylvester. And as soon as this happened, I'm like, Cindy's 100% gonna tell Sylvester. Like it's just when I was watching, it's like there's no way she doesn't because it's just kind of shit that she does.
Yeah,
Um, then we have this whole thing with Baby Icicle having this back and forth with a teacher,
he can't
and
draw.
yeah, he's not doing any art and he didn't turn in an assignment. She's like, okay, it's cool. Just, don't worry about it. I'm here to talk if you need it. I understand kind of what's going on with you. And he kind of snaps at her. And Rick shows up right at that time and like, hey, you leave her alone. You stop doing that shit. Like, you keep that shit up, I'm gonna fuck you up. And yeah, he kind of just says okay, says he's sorry, and leaves. Um,
Skedaddles.
And on the way out, though, he's in the parking lot. He sees Rick's car and does a little icicle throw at his tire and pops it and shit. And like, why? Why? And it
Because his
kind of goes
insurance
into
won't
the.
cover that.
And it kind of goes into that thing of to him, it was like, oh, I just caused a minor inconvenience for him because, like he said, he's a spoiled rich kid, doesn't realize how much new tires cost.
Yep.
Like, that's not a small thing for people. Oh, that
I know.
bullshit.
I know.
And like I said, of course, Cindy tells Sylvester about all that shit. She tries to manipulate it, but he tells him to eat a dick. And
Eat a tick, bitch.
but then he goes after the Crocs anyway, because she kind of did.
Which is crazy. Like he keeps doing this thing where he keeps going after one of them, and then like they keep explaining to him that that's not how we do things anymore. You can't just losing your shit in front of everyone in Blue Valley.
Yeah, like has a full on blown like superhero fight in the goddamn grocery store. Like you realize you caused all this damage in the grocery store?
Like people just want to get their groceries and get out.
Like somebody showed up that day to just get a can of green beans. Like you imagine old lady Abernathy
Not old lady Abernathy.
walks into the grocery store to just get get a can of green beans. And she's on aisle 4, but then aisle 5 and 6 explode because you blasting off with the damn Starman thing. It's just like, what the
Stop
fuck?
it.
What
Sit
the
down.
hell?
Sit down.
Like, you know where they live. You don't have to do this in the grocery store.
Or like when he like, he roughed up the shade in the middle of the diner, and Pat was like, we don't do that here. We don't do that
Yeah,
here.
you're scaring all these people. Like, you, especially like when you know where these people live. Like, you don't have to do that. There's no reason for it at all.
Sorry, my
But
nose
yeah,
is still running.
need a new nose too.
I need a new nose. Need a new nose and throat.
Do you have nasal spray?
No.
You should get some nasal spray.
I just need to blow my nose. That's the problem. I just don't have a tissue box handy.
So yeah, in the middle of that, Pat shows up at the grocery store in his Gundam, and he's like, "Yo, stop that shit. It's not really a Gundam because it's not big enough to be a Gundam, but it's a big ass robo suit."
I was like, Gundam. Why Gundam?
I don't know. I'm kind of in an anime mood lately, so it was just Gundam popped into my head when I was taking notes.
I feel
Um,
that. What was it? I think like I was thinking about what I wanted to be for Halloween, and I'm kind of like, do I want to be an anime character?
we should discuss that. I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently though he stops it and all that kind of stuff, and Sylvester's pissed because he's a dick. But the gambler apparently stopped taking payment from the Crocs 2 months before all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then also paid them back everything they paid him. So yeah, they have no reason to go after him. Also, Sportsmaster, whatever the fuck his name is,
Larry.
yeah, was like, yo, I went to go see him the day he was killed, but nothing bad happened. But
Yeah, he just like he dipped, right?
yeah. So that all happened. Then Sylvester's back. He's down in the basement like stewing and just throwing a bitch fit. Pat ends up giving a very stern lecture about stop being a fucking dick. You got to set an example for Courtney and all these kids, being the new JSA and all that kind of stuff. Stop being like that.
That's what we don't want.
Yeah. Then back to the lunch table where they have their daily meetings at school in front of everybody. Courtney lets Cindy know she does that bullshit again, like when she went to Sylvester, like, yo, you're out. Like, there's no more you in the JSA if you keep doing that bullshit. Then we cut over to Paula. That's her name, right? Yes. Yeah, she's at the Rotary Club, about to give her speech. She's all nervous and shit, kind of fumbling. But then Barbara shows up to support her. And she kind of gives a deep breath, and she's like, yeah, I can do this. I got support out there. And she does her thing. Which leads to what happens later, but we'll get to that in a bit. But then we got Baby Icicle apologizing to Courtney. Cameron, I remember.
Yes. Cameron.
Yeah, and they go for a walk. But then in the middle of that walk, they kind of start to touch hands, and he gets all weird and decides he's going to leave. But yeah, then Paula goes to Barbara's new manager and does this weird flying jump thing that was odd. And I don't know what they were going for there. Was she flying or jumping very well that felt like a glide? I don't understand. But she ended up right next to the new manager dude and just basically like, yo, you gonna stop fucking with my friend? I'm assuming she says, or I will kill you, or something of that nature. But yeah, she kind of just sets him straight, like, no more of this bullshit. But apparently there's somebody who growls that's just watching everything from monitors. They just got hidden cameras everywhere.
Yeah, so Don't know what that's about.
Yeah. But whoever this was saw Sylvester show up at the gambler's demolished trailer, and
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester gets fucked up. We don't know if he's dead for sure, but he looks pretty fucked up. And that was the da 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 moment at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah. But that was Stargirl. Get them electrolytes.
Yeah, it's the only thing I could think that she could reach. It's like, I don't really know what I can do right now. I was like, Gatorade.
Yeah. But that was Stargirl. Anything else with Stargirl you want to talk about?
No.
Okay.
Let's talk about She-Hulk, because I was enjoying that.
She-Hulk is fun. I enjoy She-Hulk. Let's get into further what your thoughts on She-Hulk are.
Okay, so I will say the fourth wall breaking is kind of like, it's occasionally like off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I wasn't expecting it when the show started.
Apparently she does that in the comics too. So
I feel like I might have heard about that, but I didn't know. And so like when she started randomly doing it the second episode, I was like, did she just? And then she did it again. I was like, oh, she breaks.
She did it in episode 1 too, but it was
I might not have noticed because I watched that one, I think, right after it first premiered, and I watched it like with my friend and his kid and Luna, so like I might have missed it from one of them asking dumbass question. Let me stop. Instead of just watching the show.
One of who watching dumbass questions?
One of
the other three. Someone besides you? Is that what you're saying?
Kids.
Oh, one of the kids. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, kids are dumb. We know this.
That's all I was saying.
Yeah, it's not their fault. It's just,
Oh yeah, no. I was just saying that like I probably missed when she did it because one of them was asking a question.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, I enjoy She-Hulk. It's basically like it's an MCU sitcom. And
yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, sitcoms are fun. I haven't had a good sitcom in a while. Fuller House is no longer on Netflix. They're gone. They're done. That was the last season, the last one they did. So I was happy to get a new sitcom. And it was MCU sitcom, so I'm down.
When is that? Is it that 80s or that 90s show that they're doing?
I have no idea. I had no interest, so I didn't follow it. Because I didn't watch that 70s show. Because I know that 80s show existed already, but I didn't know about the 90s one. I knew something about it, but I'm like, I'm not paying attention because I didn't watch that 70s or that 80s show. So I don't.
Oh, that'll be on Netflix. Okay.
Gotcha.
I was just curious as to like when it started. I don't think they ever did anything with the 80s. I think they wanted to.
Oh, I thought they did that 80s show. Okay, maybe not.
No. I cannot wait. I love that 70s show. People used to, when I was in college, some would refer to me as Fez because they couldn't pinpoint where I was from for whatever reason, because apparently people couldn't tell where I was from because apparently I'm just too racially ambiguous, and also the way I talk is too ambiguous. And I was like, oh.
There was one series of that 80s show that aired between January of 2002 to May of 2002.
Is it linked to that 70s show?
Yes. That 80s show is an American television sitcom set in 1984 that aired from January, blah, blah, blah. Despite having a similar name, show structure, and many of the same writers, but it was not a direct spinoff of the much more successful That 70s Show. You're correct. Okay.
I was like, I don't recognize any of these people.
Yeah, it was yeah. Okay. Gotcha. They were just trying to do another thing. Same network trying to do something else.
Yeah, trying to pick up off of the success of that 70s show.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't read, kids. I just kind of assumed it was, and then I read it all the way through, like, oh, nope, it was not. But Yeah. Anything else from She-Hulk the first few episodes before we get into episode 5?
I enjoyed the Meg cameo.
I was about to ask you
Um,
about that. Okay.
yes, I too would kill for Meg. And I'm pretty sure she would also tell me to dial it back. Um, I would love a web series of Wong and Madison just talking.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard a lot of people say they enjoy Madison immensely, and actually watching her and Wong together was really funny. You're right.
uh, who else? Um, the lawyer dude, Pug. It was funny because I kept trying to figure out like where I had seen him before.
The one that said I thought he was dating Megan the Stallion.
No, that's Dennis Bukowski.
Okay.
Pug is the one who works in the law firm with She-Hulk, Jennifer. Um, what was I saying?
Which
Um,
spinoff are you talking about here? Just so we can be clear about it. There you go. Not you. I'm talking about Lady Mommy B.
Probably that 90s show.
Okay.
Uh where no, the lawyer dude who works with them, he's kind of weird. He's in the superhero department. He is the dude who played Vigilante in Arrow. Oh, Wongers and Madison.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I too want that as a spinoff, but I would only take that as like 5-6 minute increments. Like that has
Mm-hmm.
to be like a web series
Yeah,
or
shorts like I Am
or
Groot.
as a Disney short.
Yeah, shorts like I Am Groot. Did you watch I Am Groot?
Yes, they're so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah. Probably the most adorable thing I've seen in months. But yeah. Don't die over there.
I'm not. My
Or
allergies are kicking my ass.
like if you do, don't do it halfway. Go ahead and die on stream so I can monetize it.
Okay. I won't die. It's really just my allergies are kicking my ass.
You sure? Because if
Yes.
not, if you are, like I need to get prepared and like so I can like have dramatic music and everything to play as it happens.
I don't feel like I'm gonna die.
Okay. Good to know. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Oh, he's the dude who played Vigilante in Arrow.
Oh.
It's
Now,
just that
which
he's
lawyer are you
playing.
talking about?
His name is Pug. He's the weird one that they work with. He has a more prominent more prominent role in this week's episode.
Oh, the one that had the shoe plug that introduced the old girl to
Yes,
the.
the drip.
That
Boatman.
is him. You right.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
When you
Yeah.
put the face, because I kept looking at his face, I was like, I've seen his face before on my television, and I had to do some research, and I was like, it's Vigilante.
Gotcha. But yeah, so this episode kicks off with see, you know what? I appreciate that kind of support. Like if you can do it, I'm down for it. Like I'll sell them. Tell people all the time I can be bought. Like
I do not want to be on a t-shirt.
why not?
I just don't. I don't want that. That's not me.
Okay, in that case, hold on. Just scratch that off. Listen, killing my dreams over here. But
I don't want the whole clouds and the gates and the light. Like I don't want that shit.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Like I'm not gonna do the clouds and all that. I know you better than that. You would 100% get the fiery pits of hell behind you. What do you mean?
No. Yeah, no thank you. No clouds and wings with prayer pose. No thank you.
But yeah, I get it. I wouldn't want that either. I've already said to people like, yo, the people that matter, like when it comes time for my funeral, like don't do all that. But I want we do the basically do what they call an Irish wake. Basically, everybody just hang around, get drunk, and just tell Travis stories.
Yeah,
And then after that, take me to a lake, put me on a boat, Viking funeral.
I can get along with that.
You know what they do with the Viking funeral, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Fire arrow, set the
I
boat on
think
fire,
it's.
all that
I,
thing. Yeah.
I might be wrong. I feel like that's such an slightly better, maybe environmentally friendly way of
Mm-hmm.
disposing of a body.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I mean, before I have people jumping at my throat about that's not environmentally friendly.
Eh. There's worse things. But
Touche.
anyway, this whole episode starts off with the she's been fighting me on this for so long. And it's just like, why won't you just do what I want with my remains? Why won't you respect my last wishes? And you know, I don't know.
Is
It
it
hurts
so?
my feelings.
I would be so upset if Governor Hochul wouldn't let that happen because I'd be like, why are you denying my dream of having a Viking funeral down the Hudson River?
That sounds pretty fucking epic. Like you should be allowed that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Tom Hanks can land a plane in the Hudson, but I can't have a Viking funeral.
listen, I currently live in Texas. I probably won't live in Texas forever. More than likely, I'll be probably out of here by the end of the year. But like, I feel like I should be allowed, as someone named Travis, to have a Viking funeral on Lake Travis.
I think so. I want this sweater.
Wait, you said what about a sweater?
Nothing. It was a random side thought as like something on the side had an advertisement and it was a sweater from Hot Topic.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's hop into this
Oh
this
yeah,
week's episode, which
episode
started.
5 of yeah.
It started with Jennifer's getting sued by Titania for
It's not enough. It's not enough.
that doesn't feel more environmentally friendly because the doll would probably be plastic and we definitely don't want to do that.
Wait, what now?
I don't know, something about The Office.
The new Office coming out on episode 5? I don't know what she's talking about there.
New outfits, yes.
Oh, okay. Got you. I see. But yeah, this episode kicks off with an advertisement for She-Hulk by Tatiana. No,
Yeah,
Titania.
Titania.
Who's is there a
It looked because
Tatiana?
it looks like Tatiana if you were looking at it real quickly. So I had to keep telling myself her name was Titania, so it's not just you.
Okay.
Just so that you don't feel crazy.
Hmm. But yeah, that whole thing, and I'm just like, this is the most evil fake influencer thing I've ever seen in my life, and just like you nailed it.
Cause it's just like, I'm evil, but I'm like how evil are we talking?
I mean, evil enough.
True. But
I,
anywho, so
Yeah, yeah.
She's
So
suing her for trademark misuse because she trademarked She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah, yeah. And honestly, the court case was really the least interesting part of this episode for me. My favorite part of this was them finding her the outfit. You know, like it was just like them finding the person to get her clothes that fit, because seeing her in these suits is such a tragedy that it's funny. It's just the
it's,
suits,
it's
like,
like we know you can do better about this.
and the thing is, we saw earlier, like she did a thing with like like made it look like kind of like capri pants kind of thing with the suit that fit her a little bit better and all. I'm like, why didn't you
Yeah.
stick with that?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, thank you. Because I was just like, okay, this is not so bad look. She would just have to then find like shoes.
mm-hmm.
And they were just like, we're gonna put you back in regular size suits for the Hulk, and then when she shrinks down, we'll just have her, like just drown in this suit.
Yeah, yeah. So Jen goes to see Titania. It doesn't go well, of course. Um, so what
Calls her
that?
a child, which felt really mean for no good reason.
Yeah, well, it's because she's small. Um,
She's
but yeah,
mousy.
yeah, but yeah. Then back at the office, we got She Hulk. Well, Jen as She Hulk, pretending that she doesn't care about the suit and all that kind of stuff, but she does care about the lawsuit, and she's getting upset, crushing her own stapler and stuff. So then we got what's the assistant's name?
Nikki.
Yes, Benjamin Button. So Nikki and
Nikki.
Vigilante. Um
Pug.
yeah, Nikki and Pug like going off to find new clothes for her because he wanted a favor. So in exchange, she needs a favor. And basically she needs clothes for She-Hulk. And like, yeah, I got a guy that knows a guy. And they go to the
That
place.
knows a guy.
Exactly. And it's a boba cafe. And if it
My
wasn't in
favorite front.
LA, I would have asked you, I'm like, have you been there? Because
My
if it was
favorite
in New
front.
York, yeah, if it was in New York, I would have 100% thought, I bet Mara's been there, but she hasn't because it's in LA.
Yeah. I was very excited to see it was a boba front. And I was just like, this is my favorite kind of front.
Yeah, so they walk in, they start asking questions. He was just like, this is a boba cafe. And
This is not what we do here.
yeah, yeah. So then there is, eventually they get through and all that kind of stuff happens. And the guy that doesn't want to help him at first, and then he agrees, and yeah.
Because they say that she's an Avenger,
Mm-hmm.
a major one, and it turns out she's just a lawyer.
Yeah, yeah. So he doesn't like that. Excuse me. And then we
I
got
would definitely get an Avengers gear, not Avengers.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those. I think you kind of fucked either way. Um, which one can you make look more like an E? Like if you like kind of squint,
Well, at least Avengers sounds closer to Avengers
Yeah, but
than
it's more like it's not.
Avengers.
You're not saying it out loud. You're reading it, so it's just
Mm,
when you
I would
look
still
at
go
it.
with the eye.
Yeah, I don't. I guess for me, I would go with the O because, like, if you're not paying as much attention, it's easier to mistake an O for an E than it is to
Hmm.
mistake an I for an E,
I get
except
that.
after C.
but um but yeah, so they get to the legal case and they win the case because there's a record of Jennifer using uh identifying as She-Hulk in all of her dating.
Yeah, yeah. So they had to bring out all the people that she met from the dating app and who she went on dates with, including David Otunga. Do you know who David Otunga is?
No.
So he was the black dude with the beard and the hair. Um, Former partner of Jennifer Hudson,
Oh,
also former wrestler in WWE.
that's where I figured that was going.
Yeah, Yeah, but yeah, they got a kid together before they split, and I think he has custody of the kid because she didn't want it. And I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
we going no
Mm-hmm.
fighting. Nope, you just gonna let them take it. All right, cool. Nope, no fights here. There we go.
Nope. Okay. Um, but yeah, and
Yes,
got you.
yes,
Thank you.
they were petty douchebags, all of them, except for the
Uh,
one that was just like the
except for
one that
that
was.
one, the
Go ahead.
last one that she actually slept with, but then he was a dickhead the next day.
Yeah, and he even pointed out like Jen is not his type, but She Hulk is,
I
and
So what do you think it is about Jennifer? Because we had our theory as to what about her was not his type.
I mean, when you look at them, they're physically very different people.
Well, no, I mean, like, what about Jennifer though?
You look at Jennifer and you look at She Hulk, they're completely different looking things.
Oh, we definitely thought that like it was because Jennifer's white.
So green is okay, but white
Well,
isn't.
because we were looking, I was like, I could see she could probably have black passing features as She Hulk, and I was just like, I could see why he would have, because we were like theorizing. We were like, oh, he woke up the next morning and then realized when she downsizes, she's back to this mousy little white woman, and he was like, oh hell no, and got out of.
That's what I was thinking too. Like the way She Hulk is built versus the way she's built.
Oh well, yeah.
For
I
me,
mean,
yeah.
yes, but I was kind of like, I think I was like going it with the impression that people know that she does not remain the Hulk at all times. But then I also don't know why I would assume people would know that.
I mean, they all know who She Hulk is, though. She's done like interviews and stuff, and this lawsuit is very public, so it's just
See, that's why I was like sitting there thinking like he saw her in her like her natural self, and he was like, "Oh hell no, not this."
yeah. But yeah, that was my thing. I think it was just like the way she was built was what he was into, and like talking about the conversation they had when she was She Hulk, she was talking about everything that she experiences as She Hulk, and he was kind of with all that. But this, her Gen form is not what appeals to him. Which later on, when the lawyer was just like, let's just talk about what that incredibly attractive man said in there, because she had to point out that he was very attractive. He was a very pretty man. Um, yeah, don't worry about it. It's bullshit. Don't let yourself be bothered by that shit.
But I also agreed with Nikki. No, not Nikki. Shit, what's her name? Uh, the other fucking lady,
Black lawyer lady.
Mallory.
Is that black
Mallory.
lawyer lady?
Yes,
Okay.
Mallory was saying how like she deserves better than all of those dudes, even though that the really good looking dude spoke nicely. But I was just like, the bar is in hell. We know the bar is
Hmm.
in hell. We know. Thank you, Disney, for pointing it out. The bar is in hell. Dating
Yeah.
in your 30s, the bar is in hell.
But yeah, so they were drinking together in the bar and all that kind of stuff, and Jen accidentally throws out the F word and not
Friends.
being friends, yes. And Mallory just kind of laughs it off, like, I thought you were getting new clothes. And just leaves. Which is fun to me. Then we cut back to her going to get her new clothes from the designer dude. She goes to change and he gives her something else to try on. She's like, I don't think I'll need this. And she's like, just say thank you and take it. And then we get another moment of him just being like, yo, what do you not understand about, confidentiality or whatever? And we see the Daredevil helmet. Like,
Yep.
ah.
Which is funny because she was like, it's not going to be a cameo show every week. And it was like cameo after cameo after
Well,
cameo.
they've already announced that he was going to be in the show. So it's like,
See, I don't be looking for any kind of details like that. I just be like, let me just see. Let me just see.
Yeah, they've talked about it already that he was gonna be in the show at some point. So we knew that was coming. We were just kind of waiting for when it happened. And it's funny because he's kind of speaking of Daredevil itself, the show that's coming to Disney Plus. They kind of he said like it's more of a season 1 than a season 4, so it's not really it's leading people to think that it's like a whole new reboot kind of thing. But I'm like,
Oh, it's not a continuation.
we don't know.
Ah,
He just said it's more of a season 1 than a season 4, which leads other people to say it's a complete reboot. We still don't really know. Disney hasn't said it's a complete reboot. So
right.
we don't know. We don't really know. I think it's more. I think in his idea of it being a season 1, it's more like a reintroduction because we already have the same Kingpin, and
Yeah.
so we have the same Daredevil. So you like, do you really want to just erase all of that? It's hard to really tell. But we'll see though.
Yeah. Maybe it will, like, I still haven't finished the third season of the original Daredevil, so I don't know how that
God
season
damn,
ended.
Mara, that was like 88 years ago.
I know. I haven't finished. I think the only one of any of the Netflix series that I finished was probably Luke Cage.
Okay, okay.
I haven't seen the third season of Jessica Jones. I didn't watch the second season of Iron Fist. And I started
They did
season
a second
3.
season of Iron Fist.
Yes.
I don't
Season
remember it. I'm pretty sure I watched it. I just don't remember it.
I feel like you watched it, but we said we weren't covering it because
Well, I
of
know we
how
didn't cover it. Yeah. Yeah,
um
I feel like I know I watched it. I just don't remember it.
but yeah, and then I haven't seen The Punisher either, so you know,
Really?
yeah.
See, the
I just
Punisher's
need to
fucking
catch up.
fantastic.
I
Punisher is
heard.
fucking fantastic. Like, yeah. Um, so yeah, watch that shit. But anyway, there was no post credit scene on this episode.
There was
Um,
not. They were just
yeah,
like, you get Daredevil's little Easter egg, and that's it.
that's the end.
That's it.
But yeah, anything else with She-Hulk you want to talk about?
Not really, because well, I mean, like they really kind of glazed over, or they haven't come back around to it yet. That there is someone out there trying to get her blood.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, yeah.
Because when she was attacked by those dudes, they said the boss is not going to like this, and I was like, someone out there knows that they can get her powers or obtain the same powers by having her blood transfused, and they're trying to get it. And I was like, and they've coyly just glazed over it and haven't come back around to it yet. But I thought about it in episode 4 when she was doing the dating, and like I think like the second to last dude before like the really nice dude um had called her a specimen, and she had called that out. She's like, "Did you just call me a specimen?" Because he was talking about like her features, her powers, her skin, and all that stuff. And I was like, "This sounds sus. This sounds like he's tied to these other people. The way he's asking her questions
See,
about
I
her."
think since you brought all that up in my head, I kind of been working this out with Daredevil coming in and all that. I think that whoever that is getting their trying to get her blood worked for the Kingpin,
Yeah,
and that would be why Daredevil is there. That would make sense to me. I'm not sure though.
I could see that though.
Yeah. All right, Mara. In super flashy fashion, even though this is Creatia Comics, gotta ask you, who's winning this week?
Uh, I would say Jennifer She-Hulk is winning.
I mean, yeah, she won her case even through extreme embarrassment and
Sh-
got some new
True.
duds and stuff.
She won her case. She got some outfits. Megan is winning.
That was last week though. That wasn't this week.
No, that
Who's winning
was
this
2
week?
weeks ago.
Oh, that was episode 2?
That was episode 3.
3? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say Paula's winning because she overcame her stuff with the Rotary Club and stuff, and she's being there for Barbara and shit. Like she turned over a new leaf and like coming up, you know.
I think
Uh,
until they really reel me in for Stargirl this season, I don't think I'll be choosing anyone from Stargirl unless it's a very obvious win. Like I can't even argue that that's not a win.
Okay. Okay. So you say Jen, I say Paula for winning. Who's losing this week?
Titania.
I was going with you on that one. Yeah, Titania is losing.
So it was funny
Contender for
because
runner up, I was going to say Sylvester because he's a dick. But what were you gonna say? And he
yeah.
got his ass whooped. He got all fucked up at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I was shit. I was trying to figure out like what legal workaround they were going to get, to get out of the trademark thing because as Ched, Jennifer's cousin, so nicely mansplained to us in the beginning on how trademarks work. I was like, yeah, he's right. Once you get that, you got that. Like, so how do we get around this? I was like, unless by some chance we find out that Bruce had trademarked Hulk, like all uses of the word Hulk. And then was like, oh, but yeah, Jennifer can use it.
Yeah, it wasn't just Ched though, because like last week, the one that served her said the same thing, tried to mansplain that shit to her too. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just like, are y'all forgetting that she's a lawyer?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
that was it.
Okay. Well, I guess that'll be it for this week's episode of Creatia Comics, formerly known as Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Don't forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. As always, I'm not going to tell you how to spell world. If you don't know how to spell world, get a fucking dictionary. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. You can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. You can actually see it right here. You can follow Mara where?
At Mara the Shark, MARADASHARK on Instagram and Twitter.
Also, if you're listening to this later, thank you very much. But guess what? You can watch us live on Twitch every time we record this. On Thursdays is when I think we're going to be doing this from now on.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but we also do other things live on Twitch. We actually are going to be doing pretty much everything live on Twitch from now on and then posting on other things later. So twitch.tv/Creatia World to see us live. Or if you want to see the video later, you can catch us on youtube.com/Creatia World. You can also catch us on Pornhub as well if you want to watch us there because we are the #1 overall comic book show on Pornhub.
Hey. That is true.
Also,
I want that on a shirt. I want that on a shirt.
What?
We're the #1 comic book show on Pornhub.
We can work on that. What else was I going to say? Where's you? Oh, yes. youtube.com/Creatia World. Let's see. Patreon. Yeah, support us on Patreon there. You can get some stuff happening there. Extra stuff. That's where we do all the fun extra stuff. Like myself and Matt, we are talking old school WCW. So if you want to turn back the clock 20 years and talk about what was happening in WCW in the 90s, the best era of wrestling, on a little show we call Return to Wrestling. We watch old WCW. Matt hates it, and I enjoy watching him suffer. Mara and myself, we have our own thing going on there as well. We do multiverse, where we go back and look at, some animated stuff from different comic book properties. Right now, we're working our way through DC animated stuff. We just did the Judas contract recently. We're going to be doing Justice League Dark very soon, coming out very soon. Let's see what else. We talked about Twitch. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Twitch because we got affiliate status now. And if you got Amazon Prime, remember you have
You
Prime
can
Gaming and you can subscribe to us for free. So just Google Prime Gaming. They'll tell you how to do all that stuff. It's not hard. Just please do so. It'll help a lot and it doesn't cost you a dime to support us there.
nope.
I
I
believe
think
that's
that's it.
everything. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, then that'll be it for this week's episode. We'll catch you next week. Until then, we out.
Bye.